Here we are, folks. The final episode of Ryusoulger and the 25th episodes of 01 and Beast Morphers. Alright, let's go and get 01 and Beast Morphers out of the way. Mostly because there's not a whole lot to talk about here. Let's see, 01 episode 25. Yeah, Jin's alive. Somehow. I'm not sure how, but it's probably going to get explained later. Oh, yeah, and, well, aside from this mostly just being a recap episode as who's doing what the Huba Gears are up, no, who's doing what the Progress keys are, what the Zetsume Rise keys are, and all that other fluffy filler crap. Yeah, basically the main narrative beat here is that, let's see, Fuwa basically just told Aruto, yeah, Hirobi's gone. Somebody hacked our systems, and he's loose. And he's heading on back to Daybreak Town to go meet back up with the Ark. So we might want to get on that. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, Jin is alive again somehow, and he's still a Kamen Rider, and he has himself a new Flaming Falcon Progress key to become, I don't know, like Kamen Rider Flaming Jin or some crap like that. Hang on, let me see. Alright, hold on a second here. Let's get the official name for this thing here. And oh yes, I almost forgot. He's upgraded from daddy to daddy. He's got himself a slick suit. He's got himself a slick suit. He's a lot more confident. I mean, yeah, hey, clothes make the man and all that. And also, well, he doesn't have the Huba Gear earbud things. He's got little earbuds now. Yeah, he's upgraded from earphones to earbuds. Airbuds, right? Yeah, let's see. He's using something called a slash riser, and yeah, instead of just stealing Aruto's Flying Falcon Progress key, he's created a new Burning Falcon one. Let's see. Oh, it's an announcement. Let's see. The strongest wings burning the fire of hell. Personally, I would have called it a Burning Phoenix, or yeah, you know. I mean, why would you have two Falcon Progress keys there? I mean, hey, there's Flying Falcon, Burning Phoenix. And, hey, since Jin was technically reborn, I mean, hey, the Burning Phoenix thing sounds a little bit more thematically appropriate, don't you think? Oh, yeah, and also, apparently Jin is, thanks to the Ark, is somehow able to remote hack Huba Gears without having them fully turn Maverick. So basically, he can just turn Huba Gears into his puppets to do whatever he wants. It basically, all Huba Gears are now his are now all Metsuel Jinrai sleeper agents, whether they know it or not. And, oh, yeah, and it also looks like with Jin's upgrade and rebirth, it looks like he's done listening to Hirobi now. It looks like he's going to be following his own agenda. Well, I mean, he still wants to liberate all Huba Gears from humans, well, I'm pretty sure that he's pissed off at Hirobi for basically manipulating him and all that. Oh, yeah, we also learned a little bit about Hirobi and Jin and, yeah, basically the four core members of Metsuel Jinrai's backstories. Basically about what types of Huba Gears they were and all that, but again, it's just filler flavor text. Alright, and so yeah, Jin's back, and oh yeah, once again, guy's still a dick. What else is new? And moving on to Beast Morphers, episode 25. It's just another filler episode with, let's see, was Blaze and Roxy creating a Robotron from a game console, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's a hard light hologram. So basically, they just want to create a Kaiba Corpse dual discs. And instead of using it for children's trading cards, they're instead using it to summon bugsters to fight on their behalf, basically. Basically, it's, yeah, the unholy love child of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Mortal Kombat, and, and X-Aid. Yeah. Yeah, just some half-assed message about cheating, and it's not cheating, it's exploiting a glitch. I mean, this wouldn't have happened if the game was patched. It was caught during testing, but whatever. Oh yeah, and also it's finally revealed that Mayor Daniels is being possessed by Evox. So, I mean, that would have been a surprising revelation if it wasn't so blindingly obvious and they didn't tell us in the premiere teaser trailer. Thanks, Nick. And yeah, aside from that, nothing much. And yeah, speaking of nothing much, Ryusoulger's final episode. Well, yeah, they kill Hellas, and alright, sorry about that. Something popped up. But yeah, they win the day. Woo. Although, surprisingly enough, Cole wasn't the one that delivered the final blow. Okay, I don't want to fake. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Ko initially looked like he delivered the final blow, but he kind of sort of died, and the rest of the Ryusoulgers basically picked up the slack, and somehow managed to bring him back to life through friendship or something like that. And oh yeah, and speaking of surprise resurrections, Precious is somehow still alive. But before Precious could actually do anything, Creon and Wiser were just like, yeah, no, stop. We're going to go back to Creon's home planet. Road trip! So yeah, basically the three schmucks are going to just going on an intergalactic road trip back to Creon's home planet. Yep, I must go now. My planet needs me. Whoosh. And yeah, usual happy wrap up and all that. And oh yeah, I forgot. The Kishiiryu, they dead. Sacrifice all their power to go and try and stop Hellas, and so basically by planting the swords in the rocks, basically just every single Excalibur, whatever ever, yeah, they're sealed in the Ryusoul village until they're needed again, or until the next crossover. So yeah, Ryusoulger as a whole. Let's get to the nitty gritty here. It's very, very flawed, desperate, and it tries to pick itself up at the end, but just comes off cross as a case of too little too late, you know what I mean? I mean, let's not mince words here. The first quarter or so of the show was bipolar as all hell. I mean, trying to balance the goofy silliness with, bringing up discussions about suicide. It's like trying to have a circus clown at a domestic abuse center. Yeah, or like Rodney Dangerfield doing stand up at a terminal cancer ward. Yeah, that kind of bipolar. What are they thinking? Kind of thing. But yeah, after the writers' revision, after the whole staff change, the tone of the show did get a lot more consistent, but there just sadly wasn't enough plot or any character engagement to keep us focused and interested. I mean, the Ryusoulgers, well, at least they explained where they got the powers from, but it definitely needed to happen like way earlier in the show than when they did, and instead of just like a big filler cluster dump episode, clip show. I mean, the Ryusoulgers themselves, I mean, the core five were decent. I mean, they were likable enough. Canelo is a bit of a sticking point there. He's like somewhere between Glenn Quagmire from Family Guy and that little perverted turd thing from My Hero Academia. You know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, the little purple, whatever his name is. I don't watch My Hero. Again, you all know what I'm talking about. Let's see. The villains, aside, until Precious showed up, their general MO just basically seemed to just be cause havoc, create Minosaurs, and sometimes it was like creating despair or trying to kill the Ryusoulgers. It was never really consistent. Basically, it was, I mean, again, aside from just trying to kill the Ryusoulgers, that's there wasn't anything to them. I mean, Hellas basically just admitted that both the Ryuso tribe and the Druidons were just massive mistakes on her part. And yeah, Hellas herself. It was interesting to have her basically being an embodiment of the spirit of the earth, basically just trying to create species that would keep the earth in check. But her first batch started to fight each other for random bullshit reasons, so she created the Druidons to go and sort things out, and then they went off script. And yeah, Hellas just basically kind of comes off as a colossal failure. And let's see. If this falls in with the main Sentai timeline thing, then technically the Kyoryugers were technically listening to Hellas this whole time. And yeah, let's not even get into that whole migraine-inducing. Ugh. Yeah, basically Hellas. She thought that she knew what she was doing, but it turns out she knew nothing. She basically embodies the road to hell is often paved with good intentions. She tried to create beings that would try to protect the earth, protect the planet and the creatures on it, but instead she accidentally created war and strife, so she just decided to say screw it and clear the board. Basically not exactly so much bwahaha chaotic evil, it's just more like detached lawful evil, if I had to guess. And yeah, well, hopefully, not really like a hopefully thing. Well, maybe like some spin-off net episodes, something like that. Maybe we'll learn what Creon's deal is, because, yeah, Wiseru actually asked, how exactly are you able to go and create Minosaurs? So, that's basically the impetus for them deciding to go on the intergalactic road trip back to Creon's home planet. And yeah, you guys didn't. Well, it was probably smart of Wiseru and Creon to go and drag Priestess along with him, because then otherwise he probably would have just tried to kill the Ryusoulgers out of spite and just keep this thing going. And they're just like, okay, we're stopping this here. Come on, bro, let's go. Whee! So what else? And yeah, Ko. All right, let's start off with the main five that we do like. Let's see. Starting off with Ko, as a Red, well, I mean, he's not great and he's not annoying. It's just, unfortunately, the plot just keeps putting him up on a pedestal. And yeah, he gets all the power-ups, he delivers most of the final blows, but yeah, Ko himself is not a glory hound asshole, like with wrong, leftovers, and dumb luck. He's just a nice guy. He actually cares about his team. It's just, unfortunately, the writing just puts him up on a higher pedestal than I doubt he would want. I mean, again, we don't hate him. It's just we hate what the writing is putting on him. And yeah, there wasn't exactly a whole lot of narrative beat to him. I mean, there was him trying to go and save Nada from the Geizorg armor. And, well, he definitely seemed to have a bit of a hang-up about that afterwards, since, since Nana's death was what created Ryusoul Max. Or created his battleizer. But aside from that, well, and yeah, Ko legitimately shutting down a couple of times when Precious first showed up, and Nana's death, he does shut down, mostly because, well, he pretty much shut down like anyone would, seeing those horrible events. I mean, he does pick himself back up, but it's not like oh, don't worry, I'm just fine. He definitely has to take a couple of minutes to, collect himself and find his center. So, hey, he's not a moron. And unfortunately, nowadays, that's not exactly a decent qualifier, but it's a good qualifier. He's not a complete moron. And let's see, moving on to Melto. Yeah, basically he was the blue, he was the brains, he was mostly the one that came up with the, let's see, he was definitely the smarter one, he was definitely clever, the clever one of the group. Usually coming up with strategies to defeat the Minosaurs, escaping from tricky situations, and let's see, working out Demo Volcano's whole riddle test. Melto was, he was the one who We don't know a whole lot about him personally. It's just that, well, basically he was the reason why Ko basically just toned down for being such a crazy battle freak when he was younger. Like much more like a rabid animal. It was like with Melto and Asuna that Ko started to come around. And aside from that, there was his relationship with, let's see, Oto, which is several flavors of wrong and creepy. He just didn't get a whole lot to him. Aside from being the smart one. And yeah, although he was definitely a lot more frustrated with the rest of his team members when, sometimes when they weren't off script. It definitely demonstrated that he had a little bit of control issues. Alright, moving on to Asuna, aka the girl, and basically she's defined by two things. Three things. Being strong, being cute, and eating. Although she was the one who basically just broke through Hellas's barrier of bullshit as to why Hellas is completely full of crap. But aside from that, character-wise, she didn't really get a whole lot immediately off the top of my head. Let me think here. There was that one time where, basically she was just around to be mostly just as the girl, and the eater, and the strong one. And, yeah, not really a whole lot there to really remember, sadly. And, yeah, moving on to the two bestest boys, we have Bamba and Towa. Towa, well, obviously he was the youngest one, he's the speedy one, and also a little bit more naive, and, well, there was at least that whole one point where it looked like he was starting to question the whole overall goal of the Ryusoulger tribe's mission, basically, like, what comes afterwards? What do we do after the whole big fight's over? He was definitely he might be the youngest, but that definitely leads him more to question. Oh, wait, I'm starting to realize here. This is starting to sound like, basically, Towa just basically got the character motivation for, let's see, from Mike from Power Ranger Samurai. Stop reminding me of Neo Saban. I mean, yeah, he has some things in common with Mike, but, let's see. He was definitely, although it was a little bit frustrating when after the episode that demonstrated that him relying on speed all the time isn't going to help him, he just continues to use his speed. Like, in one ear, out the other with him. And that's basically just been the constant thing with him. Speed, speed, speed. And, and also his relationship with his brother, basically, at the beginning, him and Bamba were definitely the more anti-hero-ish of the team, more willing to kill the Minosaurus hosts in order to stop the Minosaur themselves, which, again, leads to the possibility that they have potentially killed people in order to stop, killed innocent people in order to stop the Minosaurus that they birthed. So, there's that possibility. Towa was, just like with Asuna, he was just kind of there. And, Bamba, definitely one of the fan favorite characters. He was straightforward. He was straightforward. Knew what the hell he was doing, and didn't take a whole lot of bullshit from people. And given his whole past relationship with Master Black, it definitely seemed to have a little bit of an emotional scar on him. Not exactly willing to trust people aside from Towa. So, when he ran into the other members of the Ryusoulger tribe and ran into the main three, he was less inclined to work with them. It was only when they got their Kishi Ryus that they started actually working together and coming together as a team. Although, we get little bits with Bamba's past here and there about how he felt, how he had a relationship with a woman who 50 years later would birth that ghost ship Minosaur. With the whole rainbow seashell thing. And he was always quick to suspect others, and was definitely not exactly welcoming Nada and Master Black with open arms when they showed up. yeah, basically, his past traumas basically taught him that, yeah, you open up your, yeah, you extend your chest, open up your heart to someone, only just to show them where to stab the knife. Well, yeah, he's kind of like Diet Guy Yuki from Jetman, only unlike Guy, not exactly as prone to openly challenging and getting into fights with the rest of the team, mostly because they didn't really go and collide each other on various issues. And yeah, the villains, well, they had an interesting thing going on with Tonk Joe at the beginning, but he got killed off way too early before they got the good red rivalry thing going on. Wizaru was just an over-the-top ham, and, well, honestly, I'm kind of glad he survived. Yeah, it seems like Dinosaur Sentai tradition, well, except for Abba Ranger, that usually one of the villain factions... Oh, no, wait, never mind. Well, it just kind of seemed like oh wait, we're running a little low on our surviving villains quota, so I guess they decided to pick Creon and Wizaru. Yeah, the two basically had a good buddy dynamic going on here, with Creon sometimes acting as a straight man to Wizaru's over the top showmanship personality. I mean, yeah, the guy was Wiseru was a big turquoise ham, and Creon was just there along for the ride, and basically happy to work with someone who basically lets it be him. Gachilius was just a grumpy old stick in the mud, and well, aside from just getting frustrated at his failures, there really wasn't a whole lot to him. And Precious was set up to be the big bad. And yeah, I could definitely see why. He's a sly, sneaky little asshole. In contrast to the Ryusoulgers and how they eventually grew to trust each other, Precious only figured, by contrast, only trusted the other Druidons. What he knew, he literally had their heart in his hands. Yeah, he was distrustful, backstabbing. Well, okay, loyal to Hellas until, well, basically Hellas just started to wanted both sides to be destroyed to go and clean up her mess. And, well, we'll see what happens with Precious during the whole... maybe when he comes back in Kirameiger versus Ryusoulger. So in a couple months' time, I guess. But, yeah, the Druidons were just... meh. I feel like they could have done a lot more with them, and a lot more was planned with them. But the rewrites kind of might have shot that down. That's what happens. So, yeah, Ryusoulger was just well, at the end of it all, it was just an okay season. It was just an okay Sentai series. Definitely nowhere near as much of a major draw as Ryusoulger, and I'm pretty sure that they only just, dug up the dinosaur theme because Sentai sales-wise is not looking good from what I can tell. And it looks like they're going to be betting everything on the next series. I mean, Kirameiger, thankfully they're not going to do another dinosaur series. Instead, they're moving on to, like, cars. Hey, if dinosaurs don't work, always go with cars. Or, at least vehicles. And they're getting Naruhisa Arakawa in on this, somebody who knows Sentai like the back of his hand, and the last time he helmed the series, it was Gokaiger. Yeah, hopefully Kirameiger will turn out to be a good series. Because after Ryusoulger, it was it just amounted to a big old ball of beige. And yeah, especially after Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger actually tried to do something new, just falling back on what was safe and what worked. It's not a good sign. So yeah, Ryusoulger, there's definitely a lot better Sentai series to recommend. Like, for example, shameless plug. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen Gingaman personally, but, well, I'll probably go and rectify that. But from what I've heard, it's pretty good. I mean, hey, it gave us Lost Galaxy, so can't be all that bad. And yeah, let's see here. 01, it was just a pointless recap filler episode. And Beast Morphers, oh no, the obvious bad guy is possessing the obviously possessed guy. Huh. So hopefully Kirameiger will give us something good. We can only hope.